Brought to you by Bethel School of Technology. Learn more at betheltech.net/Ken Coleman. I want to get to a small business topic. Those of you that are in small business, those of you that are thinking about one day opening up a business, this is gonna feel straight out of the headlines, but I want you to understand this is about you understanding the economics of running a business, okay? Does everybody get that? That's what we're talking about. Because I don't want you to get lost in the headline because I'm going to unpack it. Okay, here's a headline. Pizza chain closes California locations before minimum wage law takes effect. California Pizza Hut franchises to lay off over 1,100 delivery drivers. Two separate stories. It's got a pizza theme. I should have ordered a pizza today. I should have been eating a pizza while I'm sharing this because I think for some reason that might be more powerful. Here we go. Two quick stories. Mod Pizza has 500 locations nationwide. Where are my glasses? There it is. See, Alex, I'm telling you, it's terrible. Mod Pizza, 500 locations nationwide. They closed 5 shops at the end of March in California. Now, this is a result of the April 1 adoption of legislation in California that increases the minimum wage for restaurant workers that have at least 60 locations nationwide. The only exceptions to those, the only exception to the legislation are those that make and sell their own bread. Now, can I point something out really quick? Because this is going to be an economic lesson, and some of you are going to get really pissy, but I just beg you to listen to what I'm saying, not what you're feeling. Now, why would the California legislature, Alex, and I'm going to make you, even if you don't know, I want you to play along. Why would the California legislature make an exception to the minimum wage hike for restaurants that make and sell their own bread? Do you have a guess? And if you don't know, just say I pass.
They want to make them like a bakery, like close to a bakery in a classification or something.
Okay, that may be true. I'm going to tell you what I think the answer is. The answer is because it is expensive. It is more expensive for those restaurants because they're making and selling the bread. In other words, most places you go to, any place you go to Five Guys here, they're buying their buns from actually a company in Nashville sells most of the buns nationwide to like fast food chains. So it costs more money and more labor hours to make your bread. Does that make sense? Now, that's important to point out for this Economics 101 lesson because some people think that I'm this heartless conservative. You got half of it right. I am a conservative, but I have a massive heart. But understand, why would the California legislature say, well, I tell you what, we're not going to force companies that make their own bread to do a minimum wage hike? And here's where we're going, folks. Watch. This is called costs and overhead. All right, back to the article. We're going to move fast. Here's what the change is. The minimum wage was $16 an hour. Now it's $20 an hour. That equates to an annual salary of $41,600. I can already hear some of you going, well, that's still not a lot of money. You can't even live in California on $41,000. Again, separate problem. But watch. Okay, great. Let's pay every minimum wage worker $20 an hour at restaurants and fast food places. Let's do that. Yes, they should make more money. I'm all for it. Wait, what's the rest of the story? I'm going to skip Gavin Newsom's quote. He basically says in this, it's been decades and that workers at fast food restaurants have been fighting for higher wages and better working conditions. And as if a fast food job is a career, and it is not, unless you're the manager of it and you're moving up. Those point of service positions are not career positions. Nobody wants to be there long term. Some people say, well, that's what they did. Well, if they choose that, that's fine. But here's the deal. Here's a quote from one of the owners of the pizza chain. This is the last thing we wanted to do to close the stores, but the business would not be able to absorb the wage hike. This is a business play. Do you think that these franchisees who many of you say were greedy and all about making money, do you think they want to take the massive loss and shut down their restaurants? You're out of your mind if you think they do. Of course they don't. But here's the deal. They're running the numbers, folks. There are costs involved. Costs. Pizza Hut laying off 1,100 drivers. Why? Because there's costs. Let's run the numbers really quick, making this up. I'm not even going to get real numbers. Let's just look at it. Okay. For you to go in and buy your combo meal, okay? There's the cost of bread. There's the cost of the meat. There's the cost of the condiments. There's the cost of renting the space. There's the cost of electric. There's the cost of gas. There's the cost of the equipment. There's the cost of cleaning the restaurant. There's the cost of, and just go on and on and on and on and on. And then you get to, there's the cost of paying my employees. So you add up all those costs. And then you add up all the burgers and hot dogs or whatever it is that you're selling, pizza that you're selling. And the amount of pizza you sell and the profit on that pizza after all those expenses are taken away has got to be enough to pay the people to serve the pizza. And when it's not, that's when restaurants shut down. So all these politicians, they try to put this stuff out there to win elections, to play to your emotions. But folks, two things happen. There are good people who actually lost their job, and I think they'd have been thrilled with $16 an hour versus $0. Oh, we didn't think about that. Second thing, if the restaurant's able to stay open, guess what they do? They pass the cost on to you. So it's not going to be too long for those of you that are cheering minimum wage workers making $42,000 a year in an unsustainable economic model. Guess where it becomes unsustainable? Two ways. They either close and those people lose their jobs and they're on the street making no money, or B, you're paying $25 for a combo meal. Folks, economics is not a political principle. It's just a fact. Businesses are in the business of making money, and when they make money, you get to keep your job. When they aren't making money, you don't get to keep your job. Folks, it's Economics 101. Let's get politicians out of minimum wage, and let's let companies make money, and let's coach people on how to win in their work. And when we do that, the people will make enough money. Enough with the minimum wage hikes. Launch your tech career today at betheltech.net/Ken Coleman.